Should we get the easy stuff off the table first?
The easy stuff? Which
Yeah.
ones?
Just the stuff
What's
that
all
everyone's
easy?
talking about.
The low-hanging fruit.
The low-hanging fruit.
Here we go.
Just real quick fire. Stuart Nash resignation. Winston Peters accepts it for comments he made about Kate Nimmin, laziest MP he's ever seen. For some reason, takes it to Chris Finlayson, who then shares it with the media. Surprise, surprise.
Well, he just says it on his own podcast, and then everyone picks it up.
Yeah. And then he goes in front of Parliament, takes a
Yeah,
photo.
yeah, it's so funny.
Thoughts?
It's self-sabotage. The guy has done it before.
Yeah.
And it was pretty blatant and it was stupid. It's not even, wasn't even that, like, I don't know. What was the point of it?
I think, well, I'll go then you go.
Please.
I think it lays to rest any thought that Winston might be considering flipping to Labour because, all those comments around like, well, how are National and New Zealand First going to work together if Stuart Nash stays a part of that party? Winston accepts his resignation immediately.
Yeah.
After Stuart Nash put out a fairly bold statement or confident statement saying he's happy to live and die by his record, only to a few hours later die by what he said.
Yeah.
So Winston's obviously prioritising having at least civil coalition talks as opposed to keeping people on board out of sort of spite or Anyway, what do you think?
I think it won't particularly harm New Zealand First's polling. I think it'll stick around in the same way. Like, it's interesting with whether it's New Zealand First, Labour or the Greens, there's always been stuff that happens that people don't like, or, the butter chicken tsunami or this comment or things that the public doesn't like, but it never hurts the polling. And I think this will just be another one of those things. And I think part of that is because a lot of the vote or the polling for those parties is not necessarily because they're presenting a strong vision necessarily, but so often I think it's because there's dissatisfaction from the major parties that is going towards those three parties. That allows them to poll in those ways. And so when something happens with the Greens or the Labour or New Zealand First, people are like, well, I don't care. I just don't want to vote National or ACT or,
It's crazy though to see the response from the National MPs.
Right, the whole caucus.
The whole caucus was like,
We love
Stuart
mums.
Nash, or-
We love mums.
Yeah. But then I've never seen them react to anything else that strongly. So
Well, it's much easier political points to score
yeah, exactly.
when you're supportive of mums, because everyone loves mums.
I love mums. I've got a mum.
Same.
What? No way. What's your name?
That's secret.
Oh.
Secret.
Thought I might read the same one, but anyway.
Nah, different mums.
Late
different
birthdays.
mums.
Good share. No, anyway.
I thought you just appeared on the earth fully formed, but,
God's gift to humanity.
Mate.
That's what I.
out of that cauldron
That
of
was not
titanium.
me. Yeah. No, like when they dig the orcs out of the ground in Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings. That was how I came about. You've never seen.
I
Lord
don't
of
know
the
what
Rings,
that's
fine.
about.
Okay, so Stuart Nash is gone. Short-lived. I thought he got cancelled earlier in the year as well for his platform comments about what a woman was.
Yeah.
He's been cancelled multiple times.
He got kicked out of cabinet for leaking records about stuff that cabinet was doing to his donors, and then that guy's a political.
I thought he was a liability from the start. I wasn't even sure why New Zealand First took him on. He's not like Shane Jones. Shane Jones, does a joke and
he has some diplomacy about him, but this guy's just
Jones has like double entendre when he does stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
whereas Nash is just like out with it,
yeah.
and often pretty crass.
Yeah. At least New Zealand First arguably has a more suitable candidate to replace him.
Right.
Can't remember her name. She was standing in a different electorate, but she's actually a sitting council member of the Napier City Council. Yeah. So has a fairly strong brand with the local community.
That's right. And she's a woman.
Well, she is a woman, yeah.
That's right.
That's why we call her she. She's
We
great.
never know these days.
We don't know her
We don't
name,
know.
so that's not. We're
check her name.
simultaneously amazing feminists and extremely misogynistic because we don't know her name, but we're endorsing her. So look at us. We're just all things to all men, and that's fine. Okay,
And woman.
and woman. Sorry,
Yeah,
and woman. Okay, next cab off the rank. The death threats from Paul Henry.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
can you believe it? Oh my goodness, he wants to kill everyone. This is unreal.
He wants to kill Chris Hipkins.
Oh
according
my
to
goodness, no way.
TVNZ, RNZ.
No
Thoughts,
way.
feelings. We'll start on this end of the table.
This is crazy. Can you tell me what happened?
Well, Paul Henry's on a radio show, Radio Hauraki, which is, a light-hearted, fun show with some, blokey hosts. And they play that game, shoot, marry,
Shag.
shag, or kill, marry, shag, however they call it. I think it's shoot, marry, shag.
Yeah.
And he gets given Luxon, Hipkins, and Peters. And he says, well, I'd have to shoot Hipkins, I would marry Luxon, and I would shag Peters.
Yeah.
The
So
funny
he
thing
wants
is,
to kill him.
The funny thing is, straight away he goes, I'd have to shoot Hipkins. the host of the radio station goes, "That's the headline."
Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
he says it immediately,
That's right.
and that just shows you.
And
Was
Paul
it Jeremy
laughs.
Wells, eh?
I think I don't know if it was Jeremy Wells. I don't know their names again. Sorry, geez, doing a real disservice to the New Zealand public right now.
That's all right.
But these guys are like, "That's a headline," so they know
As a
straight
joke
away
as well. Like,
Well, was it a joke, or is it just?
you reckon they were setting him up?
No, they weren't setting them up. They just know what the
Oh,
media's
yes,
like.
yeah. That's right.
Like
yeah.
as soon as you said it, they're like, "Oh man, that's gonna be." a
Yeah.
headline."
But
That's
because of the way he also performs and plays to it.
yeah, good on them.
I'd play that game.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just it's everybody else.
Okay.
That goes, a shock.
Marry, marry, marry.
Shake.
I'm not on the list. Okay,
Nick,
Dang it.
I'm not on the list, mate.
Nick on Friday, Nick on Saturday, Nick on Sunday.
Marry, marry, and marry.
So anyway,
Is there a fourth one?
it's come to light that Hipkins made an identical comment way back when on TV and
Crazy.
said 7
No
sharp.
way.
Yeah,
Like not way back when, but like 2 years ago. What is it about? Like, first of all, the situation, the game, appropriate, inappropriate, irrelevant, and then why are the media latching onto this and doing this tar campaign that they are doing?
Why are they doing it? Because they have little else to talk about, and because I think a lot of them are university graduate journalists who have this chip on their shoulder against the quote unquote right, and will make stories up, and it's exciting. It's exciting to say, oh, this politician from the ACT Party wants to kill someone, and so it's a story, and it gets you
because
clicks.
It seems to, maybe because it's current, but it feels even more heated than the time David said he wants to do Guy Fawkes in the Ministry for Pacific
Oh yeah, straight up.
building. You know, they've really latched onto this one.
you know what's particularly ironic with the Paul Henry comment
Yeah.
is that when he was asked what his view on our gun policy or on
interesting.
gun legislation
Exactly.
was, he was like, "Oh, I think it's okay as it is." As in,
Oh, interesting.
We don't need
Nicole
automatic-
McKee's reforms don't really need to happen.
Interesting. Is that on the same interview?
No,
different- yeah,
but just
interesting.
recently.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
So
know?
not only is he murderous, he's poorly planned. Because
Yeah.
how's he going to do it
Yeah.
if he bans the
Wow.
guns that he needs to do it?
Now that's an article. That's an article.
Paul Henry, bipolar, question mark. On one hand, he wants to shoot Hipkins. On the other one, he doesn't want gun reform.
This is the second time this thing's happened in media recently. There was what's his name? Who's the Australian Prime Minister? He played the
Albo.
same game. Albo played the same game, and it was like,
Yeah.
he's a was he? How was it? 50, 60, 70? He's an old man.
Oh, jeez, it's
Nah,
a big
he's
spread.
not. He's in his
50, 60, 70s.
fifties.
One of those ones.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But he got in trouble because he was like, "Oh, I'll shag so and so." So mate,
It was Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue. He
Kylie
got in trouble for
Minogue.
saying
who
that.
is she?
He's this guy.
Kylie Minogue is an Australian pop legend.
Kylie
Yeah.
Minogue.
Kind of like the Australian Madonna. Would
She
you
was
say that's
a
good,
she was a TV actor on
yeah.
Neighbours.
She
back in the
looks
day.
like Margot Robbie but older.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah,
She paved
similar.
the way. She paved the way for
She
people
did,
like Margot.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on.
I want you
Bay.
to delete your search history now because I don't want you going back there.
Kylie Minogue.
What do you make of all this, Mr. Hahn? Obviously, the media's constantly shooting back at claims that they're biased or that they're inflammatory or that they're causing division and all sorts, and they want people to buy their content and watch their content, even to the point where it be legislated that they would have other people subsidize their content through other fees and taxes. What's going on?
I think it's just lazy. I think it's a return to the outrage machine. It's like an old playbook, you know, and they've got to get used to the fact that the times are changing again. So we're not actually living through peak woke, in my view. It's not quite landing when they pull out these historical claims or these off comments and try and generate that outrage that they used to be able to generate. So I don't think it's going to work actually really long term. It's just not a strategy that has that kind of currency anymore.
They just continue to lose credibility. And why would you attack potentially the next minister for broadcasting? As a media outfit.
I'll be careful if I.
I'll be very careful. They're cutting a lot of jobs at Stuff. I also saw. Sorry to pivot.
Is
Look,
it?
this is we're just doing a quick round the grounds. They're cutting some jobs at Stuff Digital. They announced a staff-wide meeting. I can't remember the exact number, but it's
It's about a third, I think.
about a third of jobs from
1/3.
Stuff Digital.
Wow.
So being culled. The media,
And that's from digital.
That's
The
digital,
Digital
yeah.
arm.
It's truth.
state-funded media, mainstream media is in an absolute free fall. They have been for ages. They did their own internal polling and they're like, look, trust is returning. It's not returned, mate. It's not returned at all.
It went up like 0.1% or something. You know, this
green
is a good trend.
shoots. Green shoots. So those are the guys who are talking about those green shoots. No, so media, absolute disarray. I think good riddance, not necessarily to media in general, but to the form of media we've come to know. The state's extremely important, but it's become state-owned, state-operated. It's not separate to the state anymore. So the rise of independent and emerging media has, I think, only been positive for our democracy. People like RCR, people like the platform, even with the NZME board swap out, new positions put in there. Even like, I'm going to chuck us in there. I'm going to put us in the new media landscape. We're doing some commentary. Family first.
Family first.
Right. Let's go.
I mean, even if TVNZ and public, broadcasters were able to present more sort of neutral, balanced perspectives, basically just report news instead of trying to do commentary so much, then, people would be more tolerant. They'd be, okay, sure. You're doing a basic service, collecting information on behalf of the public.
Yeah.
But it's been so far from that for so long. And there's just no real semblance of like an attempt to be neutral still. There are exceptions in terms of like individual programming, right, that gets picked up by TVNZ or by RNZ. There are some people still doing some good work. I mean, like I still watch Q&A, I still think that
This is great.
Q&A stands on its own.
Yeah.
And
so there are a few projects like that do stand on their own. And I think it'd be great for them to continue because they do perform a public service in the sense of, canvassing. But could it be done by the private sector? I don't know. It maybe it could be done as well.
Could what be done?
Q&A.
100%. Be better. Be way better. I think that people would be more open to going on, especially people with opposing viewpoints, because they wouldn't be worried about how the state was going to spin it or because we saw at the Public Interest Journalism Fund, there were lines or strings attached to funding that said, hey, you need to do a story on this topic and these are your key points to stick to, even though old mate that was on Breakfast tried to deny that. The spreadsheet came out and there was a very clear allocation of money, topic, and points.
Yeah.
So private sector, Jack Tain doesn't need to work for TVNZ. His brand's big enough.
He's already with ZB doing his thing there as well, right?
He's got both, mate. Him and Ryan Bridge, Mike Hoskin, Michael Laws, Paul Henry. These are. We should start a station with just them. Sean Plunkett, sorry, I should put Sean in there. And I do enjoy a bit of Sean. I know people don't like him sometimes, but I enjoy a bit of Sean's commentary. He did a pretty funny interview with Willie Jackson yesterday. Oh, yeah. So, I do enjoy Sean from time to time. So we're on university campus. How was it? 3 days, cold days, let me say. So you got a bit of a cough. You're all right. You rugged up. Yeah.
So far, so good.
How'd you find uni?
I was again hardened, encouraged. I felt like last year we were
heartened, not hardened.
No, heartened.
Heartened, yeah.
Heartened.
Just trying to avoid any allegations there. But
oh my gosh.
Continue.
People it's guys like you that push those on the knee pads like.
We didn't talk about the knee pads. It was a reference to prayer in temples. Okay, gee whiz.
What I would say is I was encouraged.
Let's go.
And I feel like after our semester one engagement with students then and coming back again, I'm of a positive, fairly optimistic view. That's not to say, of course, that we met a lot of very well-informed students. Some are very emotive in their choices of what they believe and who they support. But hey, maybe that's just representative of a lot of people in the public. I don't know.
I would say we met a lot of, like you say, they were informed, some of them misinformed. The thing that encouraged me was not necessarily the ideas or the perspectives that they held and presented, but that they were able to receive questions around that, maybe some feedback, maybe some correction.
There could be some back and forth.
Exactly. Fees free was a huge talking point. Probably 30, 40 students at least. We had lengthy conversations about fees free. I would say a large majority of them walked away with their mind changed, and the few that didn't change their mind actually had a better understanding and admitted, actually, selfishly, I would still like fees free. So at least they know now where that idea of why uni should be free is rooted. It's not rooted in reality or material result. It's rooted in selfishness. And actually, politics has to be a bit selfish for the contest ideas to actually function properly.
So on that point, though, we did have some good convos with students there. Like, so you really like the fees-free policy, and why is that? Well, I mean, it means I pay less, when I go out to the workforce.
Well,
cool. How does it benefit the working class, though?
Well, we actually captured a couple of those conversations in our podcast that we did at uni. So if you want to see not just our retelling of that, you can actually watch those conversations. Go check out our uni special episode that we put out yesterday. But, for you were back on campus again.
Back on campus.
They can't get rid of you, mate.
No, they can't. They keep trying.
They see
keep
you coming,
back.
they're like, where are those
Who was this guy? That was great. I had lots of fun. It was cold, but again, I was also very encouraged. I think there's this wonderful, beautiful thing about the Kiwi culture. Hey now.
Wonderful, beautiful thing,
wonderful.
Kiwi
Too much
culture.
Donald Trump. Too much Donald Trump. My hands are down here. Otherwise, you'd see me doing
You
that.
need to put them up here. No, please continue.
No, it's our openness and willingness to just have a discussion. And you saw that at university with the young people. We're not necessarily as combative as maybe, Europeans or Americans might be when it comes to discussing things and holding fast to issues.
Nowhere near the Americans, because I think
No.
a lot of our supporters, they hear we go to university and they're like, yeah, go get those commies.
You're Charlie Kirk.
And honestly, we had some pretty
Robust.
intense conversations.
Yeah.
Like you
bruh,
guys will
I'll
see
come
coming
with
up. We've got, I did about an hour cumulatively across
Yes.
2 conversations with a transgender student. The first 40 minutes was a pretty crazy conversation. The second 20 minutes was a second interview we did 2 days later where I was just clarifying that they were comfortable having a conversation with me because I didn't want to put it out there and be accused of bullying people, whatever. Anyway, even that conversation was extremely informative,
Cordial.
It was respectful, and you'll see that they say, "Oh, I felt respected by you, even though we disagreed." So I know our supporters. I know people out there love to see that American Steven Crowder, Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro,
Destroying
Michael
libtards.
Knowles.
Yeah.
There are some students who are like that. They don't want to be on camera or do interviews at all. Usually they're the ones we send to Nick, and he talks about communism for 5 hours with them because they're just like so committed. But you should honestly check out our uni content. We had great conversations. We changed some minds. We got a lot of voters enrolled.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took away from you there. We're not the Americans.
But
which is
no,
what you were
exactly.
saying,
That's kind of my point, was that it is very encouraging to see that the ground is fertile for those discussions. And we planted our seeds there, planted the seeds of liberty.
We planted those seeds, baby.
That's right.
We colonized those minds.
Very fertile. Very
Those
fertile.
fertile lands for discussion,
All right.
debate.
I'm not calling it REO-Week. I'm not calling it university outreach. I'm calling it university colonization.
Yeah.
We're colonizing the young minds.
Recolonizing the wrong.
Now, what do you call it when you bring like a new plant or food into an environment? There's a word for that. It's not colonizing. It's something else.
Invasion?
Invasion? I don't know.
Revasion. I don't know.
We'll find it. We'll find
Whatever
Anyway,
it is, the young people are looking for ideas. They just need the ideas to be there, and we put the ideas there, and they dealt with it.
I think I mentioned it briefly. So the team who runs REO-Week, REO-Week, and so on, an end of year festival, awesome team. Really great to work with. They obviously are a body within the university and associated with the Auckland University Student Association. They came up to us and they said, "Hey, how's it all going? You guys enjoying it? It's just all fine." It was awesome. One of the best experiences in the country in terms of REO-Week and REO-Weeks. They said, and then he said, "Hey, just by the way, we had a few complaints about you."
And we haven't even started.
We haven't
even set up.
I was like, "Oh, okay." Complaints from or in relation to what?
What are their names and where are they?
All the complaints that came through, first of all, never came to our stall and interacted with us.
Yeah.
So they never even set foot near us. Second of all, they were all from locked sort of accounts that had random usernames and no real identities attached to
Picture of a cat.
Picture of cats, literally. So then I thought, well, how can they have a genuine complaint against us? Second of all, they alleged that we were making anti-LGBTQ and anti-trans and racist and anti-migrant comments here, there, and everywhere. Well, send the receipts.
Should I read you the comment?
Well, read the comment that we have. Go.
I was excited for the new semester before I saw AUSA platforming right-wing affiliated groups Pillar and other organizations at REO-Week with free stalls in the quad. Heartbreak emoji. Makes you
Free
wonder.
stalls. That cost us a lot of
Yeah, I know. I paid for that.
We paid to be there.
Makes you wonder why UOA's preeminent student association is partnering with organizations who have opposed hate speech and human rights protections in Aotearoa.
First of all, we're in New Zealand. I don't know where Aotearoa is.
Where?
No, but it's sort of performative outrage where they're like,
No likes on that and no replies.
yeah, no likes, no replies. I almost replied and said, why didn't you come talk to us? But it's that's not even throwing fuel on the fire. That's kicking someone when they're down.
Yeah,
You know?
but you don't win anything from
You
it.
don't want to do that.
They're bored.
Yeah, well,
They were the thing they were looking forward to the most was coming back to uni, which I'm just like, I'm so sorry to ruin that for you.
I was looking forward to university, and you ruined it.
Ruined my 4 years.
You
With
let
you.
that Shapiro-looking Iranian guy come on.
He's got the eyebrows for it.
Shapiro Stein.
New Zealand's own Shapiro style.
Shapiro. You let those two old guys come onto campus again and harass me. Nah, honestly, we had this one guy. I don't know if you remember him. He had the cowboy hat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He was dressed. I actually quite liked his outfit. He had this cowboy hat. He
Yeah.
had lived in Mexico. Doing.
He was
what he
national, right? National support.
He did a
doing? No,
he was a
super
greenie.
green.
Yeah.
I think you might be.
Different
Oh
guy.
no,
you're
you're thinking of the other
national
guy,
guy.
the national
He
cowboy.
wore a cowboy hat too.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
no, you didn't
that's
meet
right.
the guy.
Okay.
So this guy just comes up, and you can always tell when they're ready to be combative because they say, "So who are you?" Like, or "What's this about?" Or,
Yeah.
"Okay, tell me what you believe." So we start chatting, we start yarning, and he's just completely caught off guard by how nice Arian and I are. I'm like, mate, so that's a cool hat.
Yeah,
Where'd you get
yeah,
that?
yeah.
And he's like, oh, I actually got it in Mexico. Oh, what were you doing in Mexico? Did you enjoy Mexico? What was the food like? Have you ever found any good Mexican?
Just
And
genuine yarns,
just
yeah.
small talk. That then warms me up and I say, so who are you voting for? Well, Greens. And he goes to me, and who are you voting for? I said, well, I'm leaning towards New Zealand first. And he couldn't believe I would admit that out loud.
How dare you?
He was like, really? I said, yeah, I think they represent the best interest for me in this nation. And yeah, if there was an election today, I'd vote for them. And honestly, you would have thought that I'd slapped the taste out of his mouth. But to be fair, he had nothing else to go on to accuse us of being hateful, bigots, because all he's known up until that point, that we have a political disagreement, is that we've been nice to him. And you could see his brain couldn't compute. He was like, this doesn't make sense. There's people in front of me who are being nice to me, listening to me, talking to me, but also hold different views. And he ended up just walking away. He was just like, oh.
Yeah,
and then so
he was
the next day he walked past and I waved to him. I said, mate, good to see you. How are you? He couldn't believe that we were nice to him.
He was going to come on the podcast, but he had a class. While you guys were chatting, he came up again.
Probably doing women's studies.
Women's studies.
Yeah. What is a woman?
I don't need to study it.
I only go to the practicals.
We haven't talked about this pretty outrageous comment
Which one?
Which one?
that
That we had.
relates to Charlie Kirk.
Oh, yeah, don't
yeah,
get
jeepers.
cooked. Holy.
I think we should make something super clear. If you want to comment those things online, feel free.
Yeah.
We like. I don't think that what that was commented, which was "Don't get kirked, losers." We put it on Instagram. We put it on Instagram for a key reason, to show that there is very clearly a group of people who would rather not engage in speech but engage in violence,
Or intimidation. yeah.
intimidation. The comment itself does not warrant, in my view, hate speech or incitement to violence. It's not a threat. It didn't bother us. It didn't frighten us. Didn't intimidate us. I shared it purely so that it was out there, so
Yeah.
people knew. There's a whole swath of the population who doesn't believe in freedom of speech, doesn't believe in debate, doesn't believe in different ideas, and they try and intimidate and big dog us. Unfortunately, we're the biggest of dogs.
Oh, bigger
You
dogs.
can take that to the bank.
Hey.
Give me some of that, yeah.
I like that.
Anyway, how did you guys feel? Because it's got a lot of comments and actually a lot of people in the comment section debating each other
Wow.
around transgenderism and freedom of speech.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
people are saying, so you like freedom of speech until people speak against you. Read the post. We never say he shouldn't have commented that, couldn't have commented that. We're just pointing out what a small worldview, what a small mind that person possesses.
Tiny mind.
What did you think?
This is why we need free speech, so we can hear what people actually think.
That's right.
100%.
The trouble is, of course, we don't know who the person is, and they hide behind anonymity. But it's up to them.
They have an online presence, from what I can tell, like always commenting these sorts of things on videos.
Yes, I heard. Yes.
What a sad life. What a sad existence.
For sure.
You know?
Very sad.
And I tried to make it a little bit lighthearted, and this guy's just commenting between wet white baths and toasties from mum.
Yeah.
But even then people accusing us of bullying because I wrote that.
So mean. How dare
How
you?
could you write that about him? I mean, he's literally alluding to the fact that we might get shot in the neck, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I quite like toasties.
I love toasties.
I don't see how that's bullying.
But wet wipes.
Wet wipes, quite handy.
And this is where we're from. The Western Hemisphere. No, this is where Arian
Mate, we
immigrated
did.
here.
Look, growing up in Iran, I'd never came
Do
across
you
wet
know
wipes.
Okay.
We didn't have a lot of water in Iran.
That's right.
It's the same.
Yeah.
So let me park that quickly. That's that. Okay. The comment, we
Yeah.
don't care.
Oh,
we get a
dear.
lot of people commenting funny things.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah, boosting
boosting us. So I'm editing the podcast last night from campus, and I'm doing it, and my wife Deb's there. She can hear it, and she's listening. She's really enjoying it. She said, "Oh, that was actually such a good episode." So go listen to it, because there's something that I think our listeners will really enjoy, and that's Arian talking to international students, and it is the most unintentionally racist, condescending.
Not at all.
Like,
oh, mate, you're pushing
so
it. You're
funny.
pushing
It's
it.
so funny.
I mean, not only can he speak more than one language, but he can do hundreds of accents.
He can do hundreds, but then Deb's
Or is it just one accent? I can't tell.
So Deb goes, "Are you gonna delete that?" I go, "Delete what?" She goes, "Him doing that voice." I said, "I can't. It's so much through the episode." And she goes, "Is he joking or is he being serious?" I said, "No, he's being serious." And then you describe it as speaking clear English,
I think so.
and I don't disagree with you.
Look, the number of times I have, international people come to church or interact with internationals, and they're in a group, and then there's this, let's just say, Kiwi person, white, doesn't matter their skin color, talking to them. Yeah,
That's why they put you on the welcome team every week, right? That's why you're on the welcome
He's on
team.
AV. He's on AV.
They should, but the way they speak to them as if they're fluent, using all these big words. But I went to Meta, I went to Metakana.
Some Māori words.
No one knows. No, but it's just the speed and the frequency. It's like, hold on. She doesn't speak English.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And my mother's a second language speaker of English, whatever the term is.
She speaks three languages.
She speaks at least two.
At least two, yeah.
Yeah. I know lots of people who don't speak English.
And
I
you went through
interact
that process as a kid, right?
Exactly. And people talk to me like I was a child, and it worked.
When you got here,
But you were a
Yeah, I
child.
was a child.
You were a child.
But no, the point is, you want to be able to, you want to facilitate, communicate with them, because then they're like, "Huh? What did you say?" And then they misunderstand, and then it's just long. But if you just talk to them clearly and nicely,
100%.
it works. And so that's my case for my
I don't disagree with you.
Wonderful, beautiful accent.
I don't disagree with you. It is still
It's just jarring. I
the
understand.
childish part of me finds it so funny, and the childish part of me is quite a lot of me.
Oh,
I'll
that's
be
fine.
honest.
No,
You know what though?
Only theory.
My dad is an immigrant, but from England, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
it wasn't such a massive cultural leap
Yes,
for him to come here. And when he got here though, in the 60s, he had this pretty posh accent. It was put on because he wasn't actually from a wealthy family.
The King's English.
Yeah, but he got told he needed to speak like that if he wanted to get ahead in
wow.
life. Anyway, he came here. Kiwis were going through a bit of a we don't like the Poms, kind of phase.
Reformation.
Yeah.
Reformation.
And so he
The language
dropped
changed,
his posh BBC accent that he'd learnt. He dropped it overnight.
Well, the evolution of the Kiwi accent, they used to send tapes or recordings to New Zealand for kids to listen to
Yeah, wow.
to learn the King's English.
Wow.
And that's why I watched this interesting video once about the evolution of the Kiwi dialect and how our tongues create sound in one part of the mouth, then we change to this other part. And now we have quite a lazy
Fascinating.
accent and quite a lazy tongue when we speak. But
Was it Jim Moira and New Zealand? Was it showing the history of down in
it was like a I think it was from Wired or something like that.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that was
Well,
uni.
it is my. Sorry, I'll just quickly say it is my second language, and I've been told off for my language various times.
Really?
I was told off for using the word bugger
Oh, yeah, that's
this
right.
last week's as well. I won't be continuing to use that word.
I like it.
So
what's wrong with burger?
burger. I like burgers. Bugger. I don't like.
Okay.
Yeah, different words.
No,
Anyway,
do you know what though?
it's my second language.
Because I explained to him what that actually means.
Well, he
Yeah,
got told at church
I
as
asked
well.
lots of people just to
Oh,
confirm.
I wasn't the first one to tell you.
No, but you were up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only speak one language, and I am impressed by anyone who speaks more than one.
Thank you.
And I think you do a fantastic
You're
job.
very kind.
And I want to make sure that you know
No, thank you.
when we talk about the accent that you do, I
Yes.
understand it. It
Yes,
is good.
thank
It is
you,
helpful.
Thank you.
And it's just
It's just
a little-
funny. I totally
No,
get it.
listen.
I totally get it.
Look at me in the eyes. We love you.
Thank you.
You do a
we
great
love you
job.
too.
Whoa!
Hey,
Don't
nah.
make it weird. We can talk off
Hey,
here.
we
can
love
talk
you.
off
We love you all.
here. The old knee pad comment and the Modi visit. We should talk about knee pads and Modi. What do they have in common?
Yeah.
Christopher Luxon is accused of loving them both. Who made the comment?
Jonesy.
Jonesy.
Shane Jones.
Yeah, Shane
Jones.
Jones. Yeah, Matua Jones.
And it was picked up and run in the headlines. It was a reference to Luxon continually or constantly being found in foreign temples, worshipping on his knees, which is interesting.
And other people went, oh no, it means something else. And
It's a bit
I
of
was
a-
like,
it's a bit of
really? Okay, you want to take
Dirty
that
mind.
in that direction?
Bit of a Tony situation, eh? Is Tony a man? Is Tony a woman? Anyway, so Luxon,
yeah.
Luxon, the self-proclaimed Christian who speaks to Jesus every night, is constantly in foreign temples, worshipping foreign gods, to appease the huge immigrant class that he's brought in. Now, if that's your politics, that's your politics. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Was the comment inappropriate? Yes or no?
Really?
No.
I don't see why it was.
Is it inappropriate?
He said other things that I would have thought would
It's
be
not
picked up
beautiful,
by
but
media
it's
and weren't.
Yeah,
That I would have
exactly.
gone, oh, that's a bit too edgy probably. But, you know.
Well, it's colourful language from Shane Jones, which is not surprising at all. So I don't like.
I was more interested. You were there probably. Did you hear his speech at the New Zealand First Conference?
I only went for the dinner. I was only invited to the dinner.
I was surprised. You know, he can be very articulate at times, but that speech was like rambling about himself.
Really?
Yeah.
So the Modi visit, you saw Modi.
Mate, I saw Modi. I didn't, but I was going to the driving range by the airport on Friday.
Yeah.
This is the Friday he arrived, and it's nighttime. And this is a driving range that's open 24/7. Anyway, I go, and then we're at these red lights, and they're just red, and they're still red, and they're still red, and and then this police motorbike comes and parks like in the middle of the road, and I'm like, boys, what's going on? And then
Did you say that to them?
I said to the boys,
He's with his boys.
my
Okay.
amigos.
I thought you,
Yeah.
you talked to the cops that way.
No, I would
Boys,
never.
what's going
Hey,
on?
gentlemen, do you know who I am?
Holmes, what's going on, mate?
We'll fulfill them.
And then the motorcade starts going through, and I'm like, "Oh, flip, Modi's here." And then as this is happening, my mate in the back seat pulls down the window. He's like, "I've got a sniper!" I'm like, "Dude, I know."
What the?
He's like, "Oh," just to be funny because there's like huge security.
Did you tell him shut up?
I did. I've got it
Yeah.
all on my phone recorded, and I'm just like, "Dude, shut up! I've got a grenade! I've got a grenade!"
Oh my
Like,
god.
this guy's actually stupid.
I would have kicked him out of the car at that point,
I
man.
could, no, I could keep. I tried to pull up the window, but
I would have rolled him onto the street.
I was
obviously,
so,
lock
the
so
doors.
scared,
It's a
bro.
one-way ticket to a long weekend in the cells.
I was like,
Yeah, or
"Dude,
like a
you're gonna
bullet in
take
the head."
the whole of us out. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I saw Modi.
The Modi-cade.
What did you
Motorcade.
think
Yeah.
of the Modi visit? Because obviously, Luxon does this big arena at Spark full of
Yeah.
our beautiful, well-educated, highly paid immigrants from India.
Indian
And
community.
he just lavishes them with comments in front of Modi.
How great they are. Yeah.
How great they are. Better than the average Kiwi, according to Luxon. His own words. In many ways, apparently.
Yeah.
So what do we think of the visit? Was it... Well, you didn't see him. You didn't go to the event.
I mean, what do I think of it? It's another foreign, head of state
Yeah.
To be fair,
visiting New Zealand, doing it. What's the? It's just cool, great.
yeah, to be
Good on
fair,
you.
that's a horrible question. Sorry. I shouldn't have said, what do you think about it? Let me think of a better question. Does Modi's visit to New Zealand fill you with hope for our future? Or does it make you feel worse about the FTA?
I mean, the more I see of the FTA, the more ambiguous
Yeah.
it is. The more like I don't know. I don't see that there is as much benefit as Luxon has claimed. And I like. We knew from the start that dairy probably would be a no-go. So
For
that's our
every
biggest
country that
export.
deals with India,
Yeah.
dairy's always
So our biggest export. Okay, cool. No dent. Makes no difference because we can't get our dairy into India.
No.
Okay, cool. So then what else? Well, I'm not sure that we need a whole lot of more really cheap manufactured goods, because is that where the great advantage is coming here? There's a lot of intellectual property that we're going to lose potentially.
How do you mean?
Well, things like kiwi fruit. So all of
Yeah.
our kiwi fruit industry could well in the next 2 decades, if the Indian entrepreneurs take up the offer, take a lot of our IP.
Like the Chinese?
How they produce, how we produce kiwi fruit, that's world class, and do the same and set up over there.
Isn't there a concern around some of our apples as well?
Yeah, same with apples.
Yeah, it's funny. Most of the trade.
They're not
that's
taking
been
our beef, are
promoted-
they? You know why?
No.
Because it's a majority Hindu country.
Hard
So we
to
knew
worship,
that.
Hard to worship beef that's packaged, isn't it?
Yeah.
They prefer it alive.
No, they want it roaming the streets in the way.
So,
Dirty and
yeah. So
Anyway.
I'm not sure what
Yeah.
the major boon is for us out of this.
Well, I think it was pursued as a political win to say, well, we've signed a free trade agreement
sure it
with the third biggest power in the world. If you
But
want to call
primarily it
that.
should be an economic one, right? If it's
Totally,
a free trade
totally.
agreement.
And I
Is
think
it-
part
is it?
part of what happened was they could have continued to negotiate it for a longer term and maybe got better deals out of it. but you want the political win
Before the election.
and say, hey, I signed a free trading agreement with India.
Yeah.
So could it have been a better deal? Probably yes. I've shared from the start, and people are going to say you're just running party lines, which is not true. But anyway, is it good to have a positive relationship with the third biggest country?
Sure.
Or the second biggest country in the world? Is it fantastic that following the agreement that we have a strategic security arrangement for maritime security with the Indians? Yes, I think that's really good. Particularly at a time where everyone's talking about, oh, we're too reliant on China.
Couldn't we have had those two things, like a better relationship and that maritime agreement anyway? Could we not have just gone after those and pursued those?
You think so?
Without the FTA?
You think so?
Yeah,
Well, because
100%.
you got to remember, like India's economy dwarfs ours.
100%.
So
why would they?
are they really that worried about our economic, access to our markets?
No, but they would love access to our markets
Yeah, but I mean,
for their students particularly, right?
but that's the point.
Exactly.
It's got nothing to do with the commodities or the produce that we can give them. It is literally just access to more space, another economy that then will send billions of dollars back into India.
Allegedly, yeah.
You say allegedly? Oh no, I thought you said allegedly.
I did say allegedly.
Oh, so but we can see out of Canada and in the UK, for example. I think I saw the number 15 to 18
That's
billion
crazy. Canada's crazy.
dollars leaving their shores back into India. And I heard someone describe it like this, that Modi is just effectively setting up India hubs all around the West, where he sends all these, he secures these deals to send millions, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Indians to these countries to set up to work, to take over industry or small economy, and then send all that money out. Because why not?
Sure.
And simultaneously, he is developing India. Like when I was there 2 years ago, they talked about some regulatory changes that enabled 2 million people to move out of the low to the middle class because it makes street vending a lot easier.
But it's still a very protectionist country. They
incredible.
have like lots of, and I get it. I get why, because they have got a lot of poor people in rural areas that cannot be left behind. Otherwise, that ferments riots, political unrest. So they know that they can't leave those people behind. So they have to have those protections in place in terms of tariffs. But it's not really an FTA that benefits New Zealand, I don't think, in the long term. I don't see where the big one is.
If you wanted to see some of the specific issues, problems, clauses with the FTA explained in terms that show you whether they do benefit on us, Joshua O'Reilly at Vote Sovereign on X has done extensive commentary, done some fantastic submissions.
Real substantive stuff.
And there's also a site that's been set up that's on our X account. We can reshare it, or I'll put the link down below. We can ask this AI chat site any question you want about the FTA, and it'll spit out an answer about the FTA. So we'll put that link in there. Feels like we've been talking about the FTA for a long time as a country,
We'll continue to talk about it. And I think part of the issue is that the parties who have long advocated for it or supported it strongly are unable to go to the truth and say, well, no, this is your accusations are wrong, because I think many of the accusations are coming out to be true.
Well,
whether it's immigration, whether it's pardon. Well, it's the ambiguity. Yeah, they can't be like, no, this is a fantastic trade deal. Because
the criticism is it's ambiguous in places, and then the
it
response
actually
is,
yeah.
oh no, it's going to be a great win. How? Well, it'll come out. You'll see.
Trust
So
us.
therefore, it's ambiguous.
That's right.
It's like all of Labour's policies. Trust us. After the election, you'll see them all. You'll love them. Just vote us in. But then you've got what our politicians are saying, national mainly, and ACT. And then you've got what Modi's saying and what Indian media is saying, where it's like, oh, guys, they're going to send us $20 billion of investment into our economy. And then Lexon's like, well, it's not actually a condition.
Not a commitment.
It's optional. It's not optional, mate. $20 billion will leave our shore to the Indian economy, which is crazy. And in return, we get like 1 million Indians. We're buying 1 million Indians for $20 billion.
He doesn't like the rhetoric about Indian immigration.
Yeah, and
which is fair enough.
And we don't really need it, right? We don't want people to start picking on others because of race.
No,
but
exactly.
it will happen if politicians don't read the room,
which is happening.
And it gets becomes a bigger and bigger movement of people.
When the Prime Minister of New Zealand stands on a stage in one of our largest indoor arenas, filled to the brim with migrants, and says, "You are better than your Kiwi counterparts, your European multi.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well with Kiwis.
No, of course not.
Like
Kiwis don't like to hear that.
He says you're more educated, you're more wealthy, and you do a great thing for this nation. How does that not ostracize the other?
Yeah,
like
of course.
5.1 million. Oh, here we go. A special guest.
Here's our migrants.
I'll just go around and
Wait, come and say hello. Come and say hello.
Hey, Bluey.
Come over here. Come over here. Come over here.
Go around.
Do you see Arian's camera? No. Guys, our very own migrant worker. Come here.
Hello.
We are. Oh, hello. This is my wife. Okay. See ya. Get out now.
See you later.
Thank you for coming.
Going that way. Oh yeah, all good, mate.
See ya.
See you later, bro. There we go. That's how immigration works. They just come in.
Come, tanks.
Yeah,
leave,
yeah.
disrupts us. Nah, anyway, let's get off it because I feel like I'm getting angry. Let's get
That's all right. That's
Listen,
okay.
man.
That's
Stop
okay.
wearing this bandanas. Put your knee pads away. Start fighting for Kiwis. You've got down here Philippine security deal, PNG security deal, India security deal, ECT. Moving in the right direction for foreign policy issues.
Question mark?
Question mark.
Are we quietly making all the right decisions when it comes to foreign policy?
Are we rejecting China and their claim that they own Taiwan and that the CCP is the benevolent government that they claim to be and moving towards freedom-loving nations?
What? Do you want me to read a list of announcements from the last 8
Please.
months?
Please.
All
Do
right,
it.
starting with New Zealand and Japan signed defense
Hold
and
on.
security.
Do you want us to clap after everyone or you want to read them all?
Let's wait till the end and clap at the very end.
All
Yeah,
questions
yeah,
and
yeah.
claps. Okay.
All right. New Zealand and Japan signed defense and security agreement 29 December 2025. New Zealand and Kiribati enhanced partnership 19 January 2026. Australia and New Zealand foreign and defense ministerial communications and consultations. This is sorry, you got to wait a little bit. There's a long
yeah.
list here. So that's March 2026, singling out China specifically there. New Zealand and Tuvalu reaffirmed strong partnership. That was in
Nation of the
March.
world.
New Zealand Cook Islands signed defense and security declaration 2nd of April. New Zealand to explore joining Fiji-Australia Defense Alliance 9th of July.
One
New
of my
Zealand and
favorites.
India relationship elevated to strategic partnership on security issues 11th of July. Great day. New Zealand renews partnership with Fiji 16 July. World first New Zealand-Singapore essential supplies agreement 18 July. New Zealand and Philippines form comprehensive partnership 21 July. That's specifically on security issues as well. And finally, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea, PNG for short, strengthen defense ties 22 July 2026.
Give it up for
Wow.
give it up for Winston Peters,
Winston,
Chris Pink,
holy Chris, Winston, Chris, the whole lot.
Foreign Affairs,
Probably not Luxon.
Defense.
Yeah.
Give it up for C Lux.
That's it.
The
Look,
D-pad
you,
king.
you gotta, you commend it when it's commendable, you know.
Yeah, we can't celebrate the players but not the coach.
So there's that's a lot of bilateral agreements. All right.
This is true.
Are we moving away from a multilateral world? Seems like it. It seems like New Zealand's actually right up there too, trying to, hustle and
Right.
forge these stronger
Doing
bonds
the
with
right
different
thing.
countries.
Doing the right thing.
There's people listening who might not know what a bilateral relationship is. Just explain this, please.
Okay, sorry, yeah. So when
Is
you
it when you
get
swing both ways?
one country makes an agreement with another country,
Yes.
they're not going through a multilateral forum like United Nations
yes.
or
Screw the
ASEAN or
The
these
WEF.
large. Yeah.
Why?
George Soros.
The World Trade Organization, these are kind of multilateral forums, right?
Yeah.
UN.
So bilateral, you go directly to a country that you want to deal with. You say,
Face to face.
let's have an alliance or some sort of arrangement partnership that is going to allow us to work on certain issues.
Love it.
They've been really hustling this current government, and so I think it is largely a response to the threat that China poses in the long term.
That's right. I agree.
Well, it weeds
Underlines
out the threat that China poses in some of those bigger forums where they're members of, the UN and
Yeah.
WF and whatever, the WHO and whoever else you want to say. It weeds out the potential for people who drag their heels, who veto things that are actually really essential because of their own interests. If you can just go directly to this person, it's just like person to person. It's like any relationship. It's going to be a lot clearer when there's you and them, not like some throuple. We don't need throuples, mate.
Yeah.
You know what a throuple is?
Never heard of that term.
3-person couple. Anyway,
Wow.
not endorsing it, just explaining it.
Never heard of
So,
that.
and what I would say is
You grew up
we
in
have,
Save
we
us.
have definitely we've taken our lead from Australia on this.
Come on.
Taking our
The
lead
Australians were out the gate first on this.
Yeah.
They knew the importance you know, with Papua New Guinea, with Fiji, with these different island groups. And we've gone, okay, we can see we need to do this too. Would Labor have done it? Nah, they would have probably, a Labor-led government would have stuck around in the UN going, come on, guys, why is everyone leaving? You know?
Helen said we're going to go for hot chocolate after this. Why
Yeah,
does everyone
stop
wanna go?
checking out. Like, stay here, be present. And people are like, nah, can't you see what's happening?
That's the thing. The UN has been in a decline for a while now.
Yep.
And people are trying to ignore. I mean, Trump has kind of, I suppose, been the one who's set the standard for like raging against those sorts of performative
international organizations.
Because he's just like, well, you depend on me. I don't depend on you. I pay all the bills
I pay
around
your
here.
bills, brother. I pay your bills.
I really am the person who's holding the gun or have my finger on the button at the end of the day. So I don't have to be here. And I think New Zealand's done well to follow Australia, but also the US in terms of being like, no, you know, actually, we will prioritize our security more intentionally, more actively, as opposed to waiting for other people to sit down and play nice. Because, you know, I think we talked about the end of the rules-based order.
I think too that the US has said to Australia, because they are official allies, that Australia, we want you to take more of a lead in your region because you are, you know, an Anglosphere country that is very much in alignment with the same sort of principles, values, and you have the economic clout and the moral kind of leadership for the most part, except in cricket.
Cricket. Who watches cricket?
You know, I mean,
I
just
wouldn't
that
bring a
infamous
million-
underarm bowl is what I'm referring to.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You
You
know?
know, there's going to be a lot of cricket here when we spend $20 billion to bring 1 million people over. I'll tell you that. Guys, we're in court on Wednesday. Let me paint you a little picture. Can I give you guys
It's all those parking fines, eh?
all those parking fines, all those noise complaints? Now, let me paint you a little picture of what happened when I went to the lawyer, because I didn't give everyone an update. So I went to the lawyer with Auckland Citizen, sat down. We got the best lawyer. He's the best in the world. Shout out to Stephen. And we just sort of prepared for the hearing. Now, judge alone trial set for Wednesday, the 29th of July. The way it goes is there's 6 hours allocated for all the cases on the docket, and this should be about 10 cases. So we might not even get in. I didn't realize this.
Holy.
We might not even get in.
So we just go for a sit down.
So we'll go at 9:15, 9:30. They'll call us all in, say who's here, who's ready. Okay, on the basis of who's prepared and who's urgent, these are the three. These are the two I will definitely hear. This is the third one I could potentially hear. So if we're not picked up in that, they'll push us out. Our case is not technically old enough, even though it happened almost a year ago, to be considered urgent. And that's just the state of our legal system and our judicial system at the moment. The other thing that could happen, though, that our lawyer mentioned was the police could settle the morning off. The police could just actually choose to drop the charge. And based on the conversation we had and the case that they're bringing forward and the case that they've built, it would be a wise decision. They've put forward two police witnesses. Interestingly, one of the witnesses was the arresting officer who recorded close to no notes. The other witness put forward is an officer who was not even present at the arrest, but recorded notes.
What is going on?
So I don't know how that works. And then we just have obviously footage, unedited, unfiltered footage, 2 angles, and we also have, their testimonies which don't align. So it would be in the police's best interest to drop the case.
Drop it, yeah.
But that is what the lawyer said to me. How do you guys feel about Wednesday? Are we wearing ties?
Looking forward to it. Yeah, I'll wear a tie. If we win, or when we win, does that mean that the police will cover our fees?
We can apply for costs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can say, hey,
you dragged us through this whole process for no reason.
But we exist. I mean, this is why we fundraise. We fundraise so that we can pay for these things. So we're paying for every single case. Our lawyer's been fantastic on what he's charging us. It still costs us money.
Of course.
There's over 100 donations being made to us now.
Over now? Yeah.
And amazing donors.
Over 50 to 55 donors.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing when you think about it. So to everyone out there who's contributed to the work that we do at university, but also our first court case, this is what we're doing with those funds.
That's right.
So it's pretty awesome. You ready?
Yep.
Are you going to stand up at any point and say, I object?
No.
Yeah, cool.
They do that at weddings, don't they?
Sometimes.
Does anyone object to this marriage?
Sometimes, yeah. I'm excited. I was telling someone this the other day that probably too excited to go to court. I probably am going to be quite disappointed at how long and boring it is.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's cool to know that we're going to be in there advocating for someone's rights, defending their freedoms.
It's a new environment.
Yeah. I went to a mock trial and I loved that.
Oh,
But that was
okay.
like an hour long. It was like an hour and a half. So
That sounds interesting.
our case is likely to take 3 hours. So prepare. Have a good sleep the night before.
I've sat through a few trials.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you do
No,
want
they're
to,
interesting. They're interesting.
yeah, if you do want to support the legal fees
Yep.
or the case, we'd love to have you on
Do
board.
an ask.
Head to our website. We'll send an email out as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll send an email out as well, sending sort of what happens, what the update is, the result. We want to be on board.
Yeah, we should do an
Please.
ask.
Cool.
Anyway, that's what's happening. Any thoughts, feelings, comments as we close?
So many feelings.
Yeah.
Aw. That's beautiful.
Hard to capture in words.
What about a song?
A dance, maybe?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
What about a facial expression
Picture.
Yeah,
or an emoji?
I can do that. So, no,
Big boy.
I think that there are a lot of people who are probably a bit fatigued about the election already,
Yeah,
and we're still
So
months
far
out.
away.
well said.
You know what I mean?
Well said. Well said. So well said.
It feels more like an American election cycle, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Shall we make a commitment to next week? We're not talking about the election.
I know. I'm
Well,
not
let's
saying
see
we
what
shouldn't.
happens. Let's see what happens in the week.
Yeah.
There might be some
Yeah.
more scandals. Who knows?
I- the best stories, eh?
I refuse. Next week, I'm only telling anecdotal stories about my childhood. Anyway,
But this is a, what do they call it again? An inflection election.
I don't get it.
Every election is an inflection election.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being silly.
No,
No, but actually, this really does matter. This election.
It
I know they
does.
said it, the last one they said that as well, but quite honestly, if any of the things that the government have achieved that we're supportive of, we want to see those really continue.
That's right.
They actually have to get back in,
That's
and
right.
I'm not saying we need this government to get back in, but we do.
Admittedly, any election where democracy is active matters.
Yeah.
Because if an election doesn't matter, that means you're saying the system doesn't work. It's
Well
performative.
said. Performative.
So-
We have-
But there are years when there's not a huge difference between the two sides, and it's because everything's kind of ticking along. We're going
Things are
through
not
some
ticking along,
no,
yeah.
and we've got massive things on the horizon. Still, they're approaching, and that there are the long term things that we have to deal with. So
yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
there we go.
Like $20 billion leaving it. No,
Oh, we'll look back one day and then we'll decide.
All right, one recommendation to people:
please.
if you want to hear a very interesting interview, and they're not right wing, they are left wing interviewer and a left wing politician, but extremely eye opening about the reality with China.
Oh, yeah?
Ezra Klein from the New York Times, he does his podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of those interviews he does, they're all right. But the one he did with Kevin Rudd, former Prime Minister of Australia,
Okay.
it's a recent one.
Oh.
Go and look it up. Kevin Rudd is a very, very, expert authority on China. He speaks Mandarin fluently. Was in the foreign service before he actually
Like
got
me.
into politics. Yeah, he was there in the 80s. He's seen China all the way through. And when he left politics, he actually did a PhD at Oxford looking at Xi Jinping's philosophy.
Whoa.
And he read everything that Xi Jinping
Kevin Rudd did.
produced. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I'll go
And
look
so
at
he's
it.
written a book as a result. But it's a very good analysis of the threat, basically, that China poses. And he's waking people up to it.
Maybe we can put the link in our description.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
below.
worth it. It's an hour and a half long. But if you want to understand Xi Jinping and China, listen to that or read Kevin Rudd's book, actually.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Wow.
What a good bit of advice.
There we go. I can't make that. I can't. I better not close.
Because you see, it's an issue that actually we shouldn't be partisan about
No.
in the West.
No.
Yeah.
We have to realize that this is a great power moving with a Marxist-Leninist philosophy
That's right.
undergirding the leader's, philosophy.
Hope you hear that, Helen Clark.
Hurrying crack.
That's the crazy part. You know what? There's one, I won't go on about this, but there's one point he made, and I was like, wow. From 97 through to 2008, 2008 is when Xi Jinping kind of really comes to power. That decade, internally, the party was still discussing, debating a little bit whether they should reform further and become more democratic in certain respects. It's when Xi Jinping gets into power that internal debate, which was largely, off the record, it wasn't really being disclosed to the public in China. That's when it stopped. He put an end to it. And his clear intention has been to return to the Marxist-Leninist roots of the early Communist Party. So people like Helen Clark, John Key, those Don Brash, they have been apologists for China.
They don't know what's going on.
Read your fellow former Prime Minister's book, Kevin Rudd, a left-wing politician, a Labour-leading politician. He says, like, let's not be.
Should we buy copies of the
about
book and send it to them?
That'd be funny.
I reckon they probably have them.
They probably do. Probably
they
got signed
But
copies.
they probably buried it. You know, they don't want to acknowledge
Next to the fire pit. That's what they do.
Yeah.
My closing thought, we actually spoke to an incredible student from China, Zach, who Arian and I interviewed. Nick spoke to him briefly as well. And he was awesome. Young guy, 17, here to study. And he said in the interview, what is democracy? Never crossed his mind that you might be able to pick your president or prime minister. And this is this moment where Arian's explaining democracy and the power of a vote. And it does not make any sense to him. Doesn't even seem like the lights are on when he's talking about it.
He actually knew what it was, but he didn't want to.
Really, off camera when he was talking to you. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Oh my gosh.
crazy.
So go check out our
There we
episode,
go.
our university special,
Oh,
because we met Zach, and then we also met another guy, Bobby from Laos, who incredible guy here studying public policy. Wants to go back to Laos and advocate for democracy. They have a communist dictatorship there. So
insane, bro.
it was, we met a lot of international students as well as a lot of Kiwi students, and just seeing the different world views around the importance of voting and democracy and things of that nature. Go check it out. It's a really good episode. So over to our closer.
Very good. As always, thank you all for listening. Be hopeful about the country. Be grateful. Be hopeful about the kids who are at university, because their minds are fertile and there's great ideas circulating around the university space. And there are great people like Pillar who are in those spaces advocating.
Allegedly great people.
Well, in my personal humble opinion, great people advocating for some very good ideas. And so I think we have a very bright future ahead of us. We just have to keep going. Don't stop. Here we go. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching, even if you're watching. Stay in touch. Seriously, you can contact us. So stay in touch.
You can stay in touch, but don't touch.
Don't touch. No. Well, depends on who you are.
Just look. Don't
Just
touch.
look, don't touch. Stay in touch. Stay in tune. We'll see you soon. Dankeschön.
Beautiful.
Xie xie.
Dankeschön, eh?
Here we go.